Okay, we're going to do a single-handed dock departure. So I'm looking up at the Windex to check the wind. It's really dead ahead, maybe coming over the, man, it's dead ahead. Maybe coming over the starboard side a touch. So I'm going to undo my port side dock lines first, and then get it set up so I take that stern line last. The easiest one to access from the cockpit's the stern line, so that's the one I'm going to do last. So the bummer about single-handed dock departure is it's kind of hard to not rub the dock at all. It's sort of something you just got to kind of accept as far as I've been able to figure out. So now nothing but that stern line holding the boat to the dock. As you can see, I am immediately drifting back in my slip. So get that snubber up and over there. So anyway, we're gonna see what we can do here. All right. All right, well, here we go. So we're heading down the Richmond channel, heading out towards the main channel here. And interesting fact, this building here is now a convention center, but it was originally actually a assembly plant for Ford. So a lot of manufacturing in the history of Richmond. It's kind of a cool little town. Back in the marina where I came from over there, that's originally where they would build the Liberty ships in World War II for transporting cargo. My guess is it was for the Pacific Theater, but who knows where they sent them. Well, I mean, I guess the historians know. But there's a little museum there called the Rosie the Riveter Museum, and it is pretty cool. It talks about how a lot of women in the workforce came up during World War II and really got into manufacturing and, you know, kind of building all the stuff that the American soldiers went and used to help win World War II. So here we are sitting at 3,500 RPM, which is about redline for this boat. I'm going to set a timer and just see if we can run it for 5 minutes. See how she acts. I'm going to keep a real close eye on the what do you call it? Heat. So we're sitting at about 180. If we start to approach 210, I'm gonna shut her down. Well, not shut it down, but you know, get it cooled off. So since we're running full out, I'm gonna check back here. So it looks like we got plenty of water coming out of the impeller, but I think I see what the issue might actually be. think my exhaust exit isn't high enough, and the stern wave is causing it to be underwater, which means it's pushing against that. So there goes my temperature right to 210. So we're gonna back off our speed, back off our throttle, see if the temperature comes back down. Well, we solved our mystery. The issue was the engine, I believe, and I need to check it with our experts, but I believe the engine was running warm, because when I hit 7.5 knots or so under engine, the exhaust port is consistently underwater. So what that means is that I believe that the exhaust system is kind of having to push a little harder, and that kind of extra back pressure is giving the engine extra work to do. It's having to work harder to vent the extra heat, and I think that's what's causing it. And get ready to hoist the main. We'll pull that one last. Over here for this guy. I had this stuff kind of come undone a little bit, so I had to tie it up, so that's why everything isn't on the same side. Okay, that's the last sail tie. Check our halyard, it's on there good. So it is time to hoist the main. See what kind of trouble we can get into today. Okay, go around, down. Now I'm done with this winch. Now that the main is set, so see that vertical crease there? I think I got the halyard tension a little too tight. So I'm just gonna take a wrap out and back off just a skosh. I think I like how that looks better. All right, so we'll tidy this junk up. If anything, this will give us better gas mileage. That's good. And we're going upwind. Tighten the boom vang. There we go. So we are now allegedly sailing. So I can pop this guy in neutral and kill the engine. Oop. She wanted to stay on. So we are dead head to wind right now. So I'm going to fall off while I still have a little speed to port. So we've got about 2 knots of wind dead ahead. So the next thing I'm going to do is unfurl our jib sail and give us some more sail area, which will hopefully result in, I don't want to say more speed, I just want to say forward progress. So this is the furling line. Wind's on the starboard side, port side. I'm gonna bring this out to starboard while just maintaining light tension on this furling line. The idea is so that it wraps nicely up front there. So it appears we at least have enough wind to get the jib to play nice. Okay, so we'll trim the main, then we'll trim the jib. It appears I have a little bit of wind. So I got my course sort of set and hit auto. So now boat's going to kind of drive itself. First thing I want to do is trim the main. So the telltales are wrapping around the far side. So I want to ease it kind of until the bottom ones fly straight. And can I get all four? Kind of. So I got all four flying reasonably straight. So we got the main semi-trimmed. We're pulling almost 4 knots already, and we'll trim the jib. So what I'm looking at here are the telltales. So I see the inner ones, the red ones are kind of flowing backwards. So that tells me I want to trim in just a bit. And 20% of sailing is wondering where the hell did you put that winch? So I'm going to trim in, tailing and looking for our lower telltales start to fly straight. And may not have enough wind to really make a good showing of this, but I'm going to also check it on this side. The upper one's going backwards, mid's going backwards, and our distance off of the spreader is next to nothing, so our jib is over trimmed. We're going to ease that slightly, and as I ease it, you know, it kind of sails in the way, so it's hard to see. I want to look for those telltales to start trailing backwards. All right, so now we are motor sailing home. So what the heck does motor sailing mean? Motor sailing is when you use the engine and sail in conjunction with each other, and keeps the boat more stable, and you don't burn as much fuel, go a little faster for less throttle, and also, if you're like me, you like to put the mainsail down once you get to the marina. So here we go, we're on our way back in past the Ford building. Wind died and kind of did what I needed to do. So just bringing her back in, gonna dock, reverse in, single-handed, so we'll show you that. And hello! Arr! Oh, thanks! So the back-end procedure is pretty simple. The boat likes to prop walk to port, so we get ourselves kind of at a little bit of an angle to the direction we want to go. We back up, the stern swings to the port, and then we kind of build up some speed and get ourselves steerage in reverse, and then we go ahead and dock it. So I gotta kind of swing around here, put it in neutral, and there's my slip right there I'm targeting. So it's kind of a straight shot in. Couldn't be easier. And I think some people get intimidated by docking a boat or backing it in. It's kind of fun. It's like, once you get a sense for the weight of everything and all, it's not terrifically hard. So I'm gonna goose it in reverse. You see how the stern starts to go to port just a slight. It's called prop walk. And then I get control back from it. And now I just kind of bring it sort of mostly at idle. The beeping you hear is the alternator. The engine doesn't like to run super slow because it's a big alternator, 100 amp. So that's nothing to worry about. It just says we're not charging our batteries when we're down that slow. So I am pretty much dead on lined up. So we kind of get our angle straight. And now I'm going to start to kind of cut back. So we're straight in here. Thanks for coming to help, man. Appreciate it. Good. I think I figured out what was going on. I forgot to put my fenders down. The stern wave is blocking my exhaust. There you go. Thanks, you guys.
Oh, yeah, no worries. How far do you want it back?
It's got to go pretty far back because otherwise I kind of try to have just about a foot or two here. Okay. So if you guys just put a loop around one of them, then I can kill the engine and we're good to go. Great, thank you.
First day, just trying to make a good impression, make you talk.
Oh, your first day here?
No.
Oh. I don't know, man. I haven't seen you before.